Hey folks, welcome to my channel. My name is Akash, and in this particular video, we will be going to understand about key technological advances in healthcare. Key technologies advances in healthcare. Okay, so we'll try to understand key technological advances in healthcare. All right, so we'll try to understand about that. Okay, it's not a distant future in year 2025, folks. Like one fine morning, can old lady receive an alert or her personal home management device that she is going to develop a cancer in the near future. This report has been sent by her robot doctor after her visitor last week for a checkup. She is mildly shocked to hear such news. She then decides to get a second opinion from a human doctor. The human doctors are few in numbers now in her city and more expensive than the robot doctors, so she decided to visit a human doctor nearest to her home. She visits the doctor and shows him her report, which was sent by her by the robot doctor this morning. Human doctor carefully looks at the report and finds that the robot had mentioned clinical study. This was done in the year 2019, where it was proven that the people was sleeping disorder lasting more than 3 weeks in a row had a 90% of chances of getting a certain type of a cancer. So using a prop sensors, okay, like installed in the patient house, the robot doctor had detected that she had experienced a disturbed sleeping pattern for more than 6 weeks in continuation. Based on this fact, uh, like robot doctor had looked at vital statistic data such as her heart rate, blood pressure, breathing patterns, etc., and had reached the conclusion that she has okay, like human doctor on another hand checks the vital statistics again and again, asks her to conduct to some blood test, other required tests for determining her current medical condition. After a few days, when her medical reports arrive, the human doctor declares that she does not have any signs of cancer. Does this sound far-fetched and something too distant? Yeah, this is not unlikely scenario, but same thing that has been witnessed once the robot doctors become a reality. Okay, so we have seen in the previous video, right, that China has already successfully passed the medical examination and had attained the medical degree of a doctor. What question arises in your mind once you have read this situation? Once you have this situation, what would you do if something this has happened to you? Would you trust robot doctor? Would you trust human doctor more? Or would you dismiss the report by the robot and doctor as a false and ignore it the human doctor? Give you a clean chit on your current medical condition. These are the some of the questions that future society is going to have to deal with the ones accept the robots as a specialist in the healthcare industry. If you notice, this is a scenario what human expert does not have ability to prescribe any medical based on the patterns. It is observing in a human being. In this case, robot doctor is better prepared to predict and prescribe the corrective course corrective medication to a human being based on the data and it get connected probes or sensors. Right? So healthcare industries particularly deals with human beings and their lives. So this is one of the industry where simple judgmental error cause death due to the patient. So, however, when we talk about building the prediction model basis on the machine learning, so which is the brain behind any robot, right? Brain behind any robot. So we know that no matter what algorithm is selected for predicting, right? The outcome from any data set there is going to a human being or a human doctor or the healthcare profession is also prone to errors. So this is something that we know of human error. So as a research by Hopkins Medical Organization or the Hopkins Medical Organization shows that 10% of all US states happen that medical errors by the doctor and it's a third highest cause of the death in US. So if we were a build a create a replacement of a competitor for a human doctor, we know that it would have to be better error rate. It can only survive if it give the predictive diagnosis at low error rate than that of a human doctor. Since we are dealing with a human life of a healthcare industry, we need a gradual and careful way of adapting technology, right? So it's lot to take it. The requirement is to build a robust algorithms with the prediction models with high accuracy, right? So so we will narrow and versus a broad machine learning. Okay, all right. So this is a particular thing you need to understand. Now let's understand like brain behind the robotics, which is in machine learning, right? So so let's get dive into the brain behind the robotics, right? A brain behind robotics is machine learning, right? Machine. It is an ML basically, right? So brain behind the robotics is a machine learning. So second broad in nature, like if we narrow dials which create the programs, algorithm, robotic softwares that caters to narrow focus set of activities or skill set, right? So these are the things that you will think into the consider into the picture, right? That may be of healthcare, finance, or retail, basically. Like, okay. So these are the things that you need to take into the consideration. Okay. So when we consider about a current state of an healthcare institution, that there are two opposing forces like there is a wellness clinics, doctor clinics, and hospitals. Another new set of institutions that come up with based on robotics, ML, and AI in the international conference, basically. That was held in Bangalore in March 2018 at XIME, where participated trend was clearly brought about. You can read about the conference. I will be just putting into the description. You can just watch that particular video. All right. So uh, if you want that particular report, just comment down below, folks. I will be just giving you the particular research basically. Okay, so these are the research that was happened basically. However, the new and modern view is the doctor has limited capacity of analysis and could not analyze the bigger picture. Hence, such machine learning algorithms and logic can do better in bigger picture. Okay, so this is an ML applications like this can do it. So here is not to attempt to replace the doctor as a whole, to replace or emulate the replace a special function for a doctor or healthcare professional. Okay, so I'm not talking about. Okay, so better results and better like you can save the people's life basically. So this is all about basically. So how can healthcare can help out, like how the machine learning system can help out actually. One example of one ML being used for narrow healthcare tasks comes from Siemens company like a division Althenius. They have computer vision imaging or computer tomography that take up the brain wire looks through an MRI scan, and they have brain anatomy machines known as Tesla machines which are used to do this task. Another application of ML by the same company by the CT scanner, which is used to parametric imaging or molecular imaging, and healthcare workers are applied to show whether a tumor is being benign or malignant. Okay, so whether that particular tumor is benign or malignant. Okay, that is a particular thing. This research have been done based on the applying AI to 250 curated images basically. To on the Path Lab machine, they have developed the precise algorithm for positioning of the patient using 3D camera inside the Tesla machine, which is used to be a human-aided task where every human had a different way of positioning patient inside the machine. So sometimes leading to the poor quality of images. ML algorithm positioned of the patient quickly as possible to get the better images. They have also developed the deep learning algorithms. Okay, where reading the chest X-rays to detect abnormally in X-ray machine. So this is an also like numerous array hours of expertise with all X-rays are thrown before them. So before them, say, including MRI, CT scans. On the same line, Siemens has developed the MRI image fin- fingerprinting, basically technique using the deep learning to emulate the radiologist. What a radiologist does, emulate what a radiologist does. So there is a like MRI image fingerprinting. What that does is, I will explain you in detail. Okay, so MRI image fingerprinting technique uses the deep learning to emulate what radiologist does. Okay, so it is also pioneer of the field of robotic automation, such as electromagnetic leviation technique, which is used in the speed of a trains around the world. Okay, so how like magnetical like bullet trains, which you have talked about, like in the Tesla and how it is look at it. So you can look that particular video, folks. I will just comment down, like I will be put into the description. You can get the more clarity on that. Okay, so and then it brings the reader like now example of an organization using the ML organization, like ML application, basically how the Simons has come up with their solutions, basically systems they have built. Like you can get the more clarity on that, right? So if you want video on that, just comment down below. So I will make a separate video on that, basically. Now, another example of organization using ML application is develop a solution for overcoming a social barrier in innovative way. This company is a startup in India known as Niramani. Okay, it was conceptualized by two women, Geeta Manjunath and Nidhi Mathur, who founded this startup. Okay, so Nidhi is presented in Saimi Healthcare Conference all the solution developed by her company for identification of breast cancer in women. In a country like India, where traditional beliefs are prevalent in rural regions, like major hindrance to detecting the breast cancer is the traditional system requires a doctor to touch the patient breast to detect a lump that may become the cancerous, right? So the major method used even today is the doctor to feel and use his or her hands. Okay, if there is a presence of lump in the region of the body, to overcome this drawback, Manjunath and Nidhi looked at the how technology could be used to help the diagnose breast cancer without using the touch or invasive procedures by applying the pressure through mammography, which is painful, right? So they looked at the solution by using the high resolution full sensing thermal image using the ML use the images to detect prevalence of the cancer. Okay, by using this thermal sensing device and artificial intelligence, okay, so and ML, so they able to develop the API which is non-invasive, do not require any test behind the patient close, while the machine detects for prevalence of the cancer whether it's a malignant or benign, okay, which matches the mammography test done manually. Over time, I am sure that this algorithm will learn, improve by itself. Such innovative use adopted faster in countries where the population is high. There are social stigmas against the medical health. There are they are like preventing from the spreading through method of cure with this common population. So this is a particular thing like which I wanted to talk about it. Okay, so now let's discuss about the importance of machine learning in healthcare. The fact sets apart healthcare like it is used in other like fields like finance and retail is that healthcare with the human life. When we apply the ML, we need to have a gradually careful of adopting technologies. There's lots to take here, right? So robust like good algorithms with prediction models with high accuracy levels are required, right? This can be changed from a very simple example where we can build a prediction model that predicts the particular very simple example where we will build a prediction model that can predict the particular type of a cancer with an accuracy of 95%. Okay, in the case of prediction model, we will be going to predict accuracy of 25%, predict the incorrectly. Okay, so in the case of prediction model, we will be going to predict the accurately the 25 patients and predict incorrectly for the other 5 patients. Okay, so incorrectly predicted patients will still think that they don't have cancer. This is the reason why the application of ML in healthcare requires more testing before the model is being deployed. Okay, so in the productions. So some of the key areas in healthcare machine learning applications are like disease identification, personalized medicine, okay, drug discovery, drug manufacturing, clinical trial research, radiology, digital health records, epidemic, outbreak prediction, and surgical robotics. So these are the things that all of these areas in the healthcare are core of healthcare industries. Now we are looking into it. Four mentioned areas in healthcare industry do the ML technology and adoption process that I discussed. Okay, the mapping is going to be help us understanding where they stand and regardless of the technology adoption process is the current scenario. By doing this, we further look at what kind of advancement can happen in particular areas. For example, on how to use this mapping information. Let's say that your hospital has been implementing surgical robotics in the field of heart surgery. So by knowing this chart, how advanced robotic surgeries are respect to the technology adoption process, we can look what kind of a technological advancement could come in the future for surgical application. Okay, in order to have a current view to the global healthcare industry in the year 2018, I carried out a research study called Delphi method with 18 healthcare professionals. There is an independent study done by others basically. So it is not sponsored by any institution. Okay, so I'm also not directly connected with any healthcare on regular basis to give the study more independent perspective. So purpose of study was to take the expert opinion to find out the current state of AI and ML in the what Delphi method is and how it is helpful in the study. Let's first look at the research methodology used in the study. One is was a research objective. Okay, what research objective was about? The primary objective, like research objective, was to use the expert opinion to find out the mapping, the two parameters. See, see, I will explain you what this study is about. Okay, so it makes a clarity in your, so it will be long video, folks. Okay. So what I am thinking is make this particular video research objective, all the stuffs into a separate video so that you will get clear understanding. Okay. I cannot make it mind mapping here, folks, why? Because it takes me huge time to explain you what's a research objective is about. So in the next video, we'll be going to discuss that.